Hello. Uh, I'm gonna interview my son because his life is also like might encourage and might inspire. Honey,
The good son, yeah.
it,
Not that other one.
is that because it would inspire other kids? You know, uh, we can talk in our language. Okay. Okay. Kay pwede man na. Katong naapa ka sa Pilipinas do, unsa may imong trabaho dito do sa una? Before ka ni Anhig Amerika.
Many. I've had, well, not many. I've had like 2 jobs. First job was my sister included me in the doing surveys, the SWS surveys. That was during the 2000. When was the election? The
16?
the 30 election.
2016.
Yeah, that was my first job doing surveys on election. My sister included me, and she was the first one to actually get me a job. And then second one, I worked as a service crew in McDonald's for almost a year, 11 months to be exact.
Unya kay wala naman ko dito sa Pilipinas do. Nagpatuyan ko ka sa imong paglakwat sa lakwatsa. Kay wala naman ko.
Oro gina ako kaingon gud nga makalaag manggaling ko. It's either kung ano na siya kanang may activity sa school or di ba kanang nalay mga kanang kalingawan lang gud sa eskwelahan like intrams or sa una sa Mr. and Miss CSU. Di man jud ko galaag, di mo ko ganahan maglaag kay nagdako ko nga si mama, di man ko palago ni mama sa una. So naanda na ko nga dili po ko malaag. Makalaag lang ko kanang wala may klase sa college sa una nya gibali ang sunod na mga klase alas 3 pa kunya ang kuan off me for the whole afternoon siguro kana makalaag yun sa high. Pero di jud inong nga kanang magligo-ligog dagat, magkanang matutog lang lugar. Di man jud ko na kay nakabalon ako kay siyempre nasa una sa una si mama masuko ini makabalo siya ko inana. So I try to stay away from those kind of situations. And then wala po ko'y kwarta sa una yung maglaglago ingon ana. Naman ginagmay pero di jud inon nga kanang kwartahan jud kaayo. So Wanto, wala.
Nya kumusta imong grado atong panahon na nga nag-eskwela man ka? Nag-eskwela man ka bali kayod dayon eskwela pa. Kumusta man imong grado ato? Nakapasa ka or bagsak-bagsak na ka?
First time na ako engineering ang course. Okay man to kung grado pasar mo ko to tanan, mo ko problema ato. Then ni-shift ko og IT due to kay 4 years sa migang IT. Unya sugod na si mama og petition so mo lagi to 4 years para magsabay og graduate. Okay man to nga kuan kaso syempre am lagi tay kanang mga laag-laag mga kuan lagi mga amigo di ta kay seryoso kaayo so I have to admit nagitoy insahay bagsak jud ko. At my own expense po kay di po ko magtuon too much confidence in yourself. So I don't study, then magsaligro og stock knowledge. So nagitoy times na have to admit na bagsak jud ko. Pero as far as concern mabawi ra man pud na ako ang subjects, then I would say I was a decent student. I would say. Di ko kayo nga bright jud ko kayo. Pero I feel like if I tried better, I feel like I could achieve better, I would say. But I feel like I just didn't try as hard as I know I could.
Unsa may imong dili malimtan katong sa elementary, college, o high school pa ka? Katong sa elementary pa ka, unsa may imong dili malimtan nga valedictorian baya gyud ka ato. Pirti nimo ka grabe ka kuan kay ka kanang studious kay ka pag uli sa balay sa elementary pa, pag uli sa balay dili sa Di sa mukaon kay magtuon sa maunon sa nina kong assignment. Dili kaon sa ka kay ting paniud tuman mo uli. Unya. Unsa man dili nimo malimtan atong mga panahon na?
Believe jud pugo sa akong sa una kay kaya ko pugo nga bright gid pugo sa una. Pero mo lagi. Ako di malimtan siguro akong mga classmates. Nakatawa siya ko kadumdum ko sa una sila kinang kamamo na sila tuon para sa exam. Kanang ano to ang ilang feeling nga kanang pressured kay sila magtuon, pressured kay sila mo niya ako magduwa-duwa ako dito sa likod, magduwa-duwa ra sa mga classmate og patentero niya sila grabe nilang tuon. Niya pag abot sa exam ako gapoy top. Kaya wala sila grabe magaling. Kaya ko nagduwa ra man ka dito niya kami grabe naman tuon dito top man gyapon ka. Siguro kana isa po siguro sa akong di makalimtan, katong nagkuhan ko, valedictory speech ko. Kato kay, feeling dyan ako nga, I was on top of the world yun. Kato nga moment.
Oh, lalimang kag nanguli gud sila ate dito sa Amerika. Gikan sa Amerika kay motambong ras graduation. Unya katong panahon do nga sige kag uban sa competition bitaw katong sa mga imtap unsa to? Katong mga anak nga mag-atang ko sa imo mo kay ako may imong chaperon dito sa kanang mag-attend ka og mga contest sa between schools. Unya mo ako diri nagsige na kog pangulba unya ikaw mo thumbs up ra ka. Agoy Ginoo ko nag thumbs up ra man ka diha unya ako diri pirti na makungkuyawa. Unsa may imong feeling atong mga panahon na?
Confident kay ko sa akong self. Feel lang ko kay siyempre naka sa stage in mong life nga makaunahon na ka nga kaingon man jud ko, I'm not trying to be proud, pero makaingon jud ko nga bright jud ko kayo ato nga time. That was just my confidence. I feel like I was confident to myself, like I know to myself that kaya na ko ni, so why worry?
Maayo kaya gyud kay kada pagkuha sa result daog ang obrero elementary school pagkasunod na pod daog na pod oh my god Ginoo ko ning bataan ni kami pod ato pirtisan ka proud kaayo sa imo nga
yun sa uban nato kay on the spot galing uban nato
gani
galing to inong nga nang na ako time para mag-prepare magkuan pagod ako sa maestra lik may contest dito lik uban ka sige ma'am uban ko ma'am tawagan mo man ako kuan man nagmi contest ma apas na sa pod.
Grabe gyud. Do kung wala ka ni uban diri sa Amerika, unsa ka kakaron dito sa Pilipinas? Unsa ka?
Gosh.
Unsa kay trabaho nimo? Makdo pro gyapon siguro ka, unsa ba?
But gisod kanang pangutana gisod jud ko og tubag honestly.
Or basi naminyo na ka siguro og tuwa ka dito?
Siguro manikamot pud siguro gihapon ko mama pero dili gid siguro maybe my life would be different. Maningkamot gid gihapon ko pero mo man lagi di man jud ko kaino nga mahimo kong CEO or something pero I would try my best to para maningkamot gihapon ko. Pero dili jud the same as my life here. Nothing can compare to that. Not to that level pero di gina ko ma-imagine. I can never imagine what my life would be if I did not come here.
Do isulti daw ko no unsa man imong life diri sa Amerika pag abot nimo? unsa may imong
Kuan.
sa imong reaction?
My first night here in America, I could not sleep because there's many factors. Number one, the time difference, the jet lag. Siyempre buntag diri nya diha gabi nya all of a sudden mag-change imong time, imong body clock mag-change. So di jud ka katog. Nya ikaduha, siyempre that feeling nga nakasa mura ragud ka nang nibalin ka og balay nga feeling nga nang lahi mong environment, your environment is different. Just the fact that you are in a different location, a different place, a different culture. I feel like that's enough to make you not go to sleep because when you wake up the next day, it's not like it was a dream that like after that it's back to normal. You're gonna be in here for a very long time. So it was just a mixed feeling of being scared and then a feeling a feeling of like gives you that feeling of like there's so many opportunities here that I can be whatever I want.
And you don't know what opportunities
Yes.
that you will grab.
It's just so many opportunities that you can take, and it's just a matter of your decision on which one you're gonna take. And I feel like it's just one of those things where you just have to have that feeling in your heart. And that was just the first week here. I could still remember, siyempre, nagdako ko sa Butuan, wala kayong mga sakyanan dito, puro ra mga motor, mga sikad. Yung pag-anhi diri, halos tanan balay, na tagduha, tagtulo ka sakyanan, isa ka sakyanan, kada membro sa family. Then you wonder like, man, these people must be really rich. And then I just realized that that's just the standard of living here. Siyempre, you grew up somewhere else where it's not common for each house to have a vehicle, and then all of a sudden you have a car. Yeah, I mean it was different, but I I can honestly say that God never left me in all the decisions I made in my life. Even here, even though my first job here, I was a truss maker. I was the machine operator of a truss company.
Ang sama ng trust.
Truss is the design for the roof. So the trusses is basically is a structural member that holds the roof. Yeah, it's a different designs. There's different designs, but it's mostly the roof and the ceiling. So that's the truss. I was the machine operator, and proud to say I was the youngest machine operator in that company.
But you are
At
the
age of
most liked.
22. Oh gosh, my boss loved me because I worked hard like crazy. But yeah, but then again, if no matter the job, no matter what kind of job that was, the working environment was horrible. So it was good because like you get to work out, you get to have big muscles and stuff. But what is that compared if you have a horrible work environment?
How come horrible?
Yeah. So it's like this. When you work at a place where you are the most hardworking person there, the other workers, your boss or your manager can compare to you, and then like people might get jealous that I was getting treated well and then they were not, and then I wanted to work hard, and then other people would just be slacking off, and I would tell them, hey, I need this and that, and they would not respond to your request as soon as possible. And then it was just like a back and forth of things that was just not going well. And then I just decided like, no, this is not gonna work out.
How come that you have this the next job? What is your next job?
So the next job, I worked with my sister as it was just AutoCAD. I was just a drafter there, but that I was only working there for 3 months, just like an internship, I would say, or like just to get experience with it. And then I worked there as a drafter for an engineering firm. They do electrical engineering and they do mechanical engineering, but I just did the drafting there. That job just opened my eyes into the other possibilities, like because when I was working at that first machine operator job, I thought that was it, like this is it, like I'm just gonna be working here for the rest of my life. And then after that, when I found out this job, it just opened me into so many opportunities. Like I was just thinking like, hey, I can be something else. Like this operator thing is just a portion of it. I can be so much more than what I thought I could be. So that internship there opened my eyes into like the possibilities of the things that I can be. So I love computers. I love technology. So I know to myself that if I would get another job, it would be somewhere computer related and somewhere that is somewhere in the field of architecture or like drafting, because I love making stuff in the computer. So that was my next my next goal, what I wanted to do.
How did you find this job?
Oh gosh, I could say that God gave me this job because after the internship with my other job, I went back to the machine operator because the internship was done. So I still had to have a job somehow because I have a car payment back then. So when I had a very bad day at the machine operator job, then I went to just like I need to find another job. So I went to um, a LinkedIn, and then I just posted there like drafting jobs, and then I found this job that I'm at now. They're called Wells Engineering. It was one of those moments where you just like I kabalo ka nga hawlo bitaw ka nga dili ka qualified pero sa ngalan na lang ka na bitong sa unsa na lang nga trabaho ba basta lang mahawa ko diri you just take the job even though you know yourself that you're not qualified for it. So I sent my resume. My boss called me like, hey, you want to come in for an interview for the job, like just to see what kind of job it is, what kind of field it is. And then no questions asked. Yes, sir, I will be there. What time do you want me to be there? 5 o'clock. Yes, sir, I will be there at 5 o'clock. I was there, suit on, because it's a job interview. You put on your nice clothes. I was there, and then I never knew that day was gonna change my life. That was gonna change my life for sure. My boss showed me what kind of job it is. First of all, it's a structural engineering. So he basically does residential houses. So structural engineering for residential houses is, just to make it kind of short, is if somebody builds a house, the structural engineer is in charge of how to make that house stand. So just basically that's how to summarize the structural engineering for residential houses is. So the architect has a design, the structural engineering is in charge of how to make that design work. So that's the kind of job. At first I was like, man, this is gonna be a lot of math, a lot of calculations and stuff like that. And because I was not an engineer. I was not an engineer. I didn't go to engineering school. All I know is I know how to use AutoCAD. I know how to use the computer, and that's it. Like, just tell me what to do and I will do it. So that was basically my mindset for that job, like just something to get me out of the old job basically. But I never knew that this would become my passion and my career. So after a few months of that, it was crazy. I always tell, so we have new employees now, and I always tell them that story that my first 3 months of that job was like hell to me, because number one, I didn't know anything, like the codes I did not know. I didn't know like the sizes, the members here, the materials that people use for construction. I did not know anything about that.
Mm-hmm.
So it was very hard for me, especially at my age. I was 20, 21, 22 years old at that time. So it was very, very difficult for me. But I just told myself like I need to, number one, I need to study the company, because you don't work at the company and you not know what kind of product the company is providing.
The services.
Yes, the services they provide. And then the number two, it's more of a drive for yourself. It's more of like, if you want to pursue something, what are some things that you want to sacrifice on doing it? And then the things that, and how much you actually love doing it. Because you can't be passionate at something that you don't love. And then I started to I just like my job at that first. I didn't know that I was gonna love it. I just liked it, and I just gave a little bit of effort trying to understand. I had a really good coworker, Luis. He was my I would say mentor in the job. He would help me, he would just coach me, he would just explain to me just everything. And then it just takes a spark in your heart. Then I was like, man, I love this. This is what I want. This is what I love doing. And then 3 years later, actually gonna be 3 years in the same company this June 23rd. I'm still there. I'm considered like a senior there now. And then I'm starting 3 years later, now I'm training people there. My boss trusts me with my work. My boss loves my work. He loves my work. He respects my work. He doesn't question my work. He trusts my work. He knows that my work is good and it's stable and it's functionable, and it's just crazy. I would say it's just crazy.
So, unsa naman ang imong mga accomplishments in your personal karon? Sa you have a good job and you love your job. Now, where's the result of that?
Look how big am I. Gosh, when I started this job, I never thought that the person that I am today is what I could be. Nakapalit ko akong kaugalingong balay at the age of 20 years old or 21. I have my own house at the age of 21. Like the house is under my name.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
You are paying.
I am paying mortgage. It's not a rental. I'm not renting the place. It's not a condo. It's an actual house and it's under my name. And I'm just 21 years old. I already have a house. I have my own car.
How many cars did you have already?
I've had 3 cars so far. One was in an accident, the second was also in an accident, and then the third one that I'm driving right now. And all those were under my name. They were not under my sister's name or
You are
my
paying
brother's
for it.
name. It was under my name. I was paying for it. I was working for it.
Okay.
I can proudly say that those were under my name. I've owned a lot of things.
Yeah.
The shoes.
Yeah.
All 35 pairs of shoes that I have.
Yeah, and they're not just
And they're not
Cheap
they're not just
shoes.
cheap shoes. They're like $250 each shoes.
Yeah.
They're sports shoes. Just I don't know, I can't really say that I'm rich. I'm not rich. I'm just able to afford the things that certain people can't. I'm not rich at all. I am not rich. I promise you I am not. But at my age, at the things that I can get at my age compared to other people, I would say I'm in a better state. And I feel like that's an accomplishment.
So, do you consider yourself successful now?
It's hard to say because success is so broad. But I feel like yes. I would say I am successful now.
As far as material and as far as your love for your job, for your life, because aside from your job, you're also much involved in your church.
Yeah. Yes. I feel like God really directed my life since I moved here. And I can safely say that he was there for me the whole time. The times where I was confused, he was there. The times where I was scared to make some decisions, he was there. And I feel like God really was there throughout every decision that I made in my life. And I can't take the credit all for myself because all glory goes to him. And I'm just glad that all of this was part of his plan for me. So I would say yeah.
So what else do you want to do in your life?
I want to I don't really know because the thing is I don't really plan my life.
It just happened.
It just happens. Like I feel like I'm just a day-to-day person. Because I feel like when you plan something and it doesn't happen, it kind of disappoints you. So for me, I'm spontaneous. I just do what I want to do for each day, I would say. Plan wise, I would love to go back to the Philippines.
To live there?
No, just to visit. Just to visit my
Okay.
friends, my family, just to visit. Probably I can say that. That's gonna be a future thing.
Okay. That's nice, Vince. It's very nice to hear your story. And Randy likes to hear your story too. Did you like to hear his story, honey?
It's a good story.
Was it a good story?
He's
Okay.
been very fortunate and he's very thankful for it.
Yeah.
And I think you've done a good job
Thank you.
making the most of it.
Thank you.
Okay. So, that's all, guys. May gani ka nisugot nga akong pang-interviewon. It's
No,
good.
gi-bribe ko ni mama og pagkaon no, ginan ko niya nga naro pagkaon ni rin.
I invited him to come over. Akong giingnan nga, we have food in the house. Come over. I will give you some food. He said, okay. Sus, my God. Okay, so thank you guys. Thank you for listening, and I hope that Vince is okay.
I have an advice
Okay.
for people my age or people that like just people that want to hear advice. First of all, I would say trust in God, of course, because that's everything is under his control. And then for second, do not rush your life. Always have the patience when things don't go according to your plan. Always have the patience to know that it's gonna be okay. Because sometimes when things don't go according to our plan, we sometimes get disappointed. We sometimes get depressed, and I feel like it's part of because we rush things. So I would say don't rush. That would be a good advice to everybody.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you, Vince. And you can have your food now. So guys, mani siya ang akong bunso. And I'm very proud to record his story. Kaya I'm very sure nga makahatag yun siya inspiration to young people. Okay? Shout out to all the young people. Vince's kauban sa McDonald's sa Butuan. Shout out. Maybe you're not in Butuan anymore. Maybe you're somewhere na. So, I hope that you're gonna watch and like and share, subscribe, and click the bell button of my channel so you can continue get notification get updates with my videos. Okay guys, thank you very much. I love you. You have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.